Hey, this is Raghunath for Do You Yoga, and I was asked to describe what are the foundational poses for men, right? What are their names? How do you do them? How do you make them tougher? And how do you make them easier? Because sometimes our bodies just can't do them. And sometimes I get lost in the names, and sometimes I feel like I got this, how can I make it tougher? So I'm gonna break these down to you, and before we even get into it, let's just get over these names, huh? Down dog, you'll hear this in all yoga circles. Your body looks like a perfect triangle upside down with your butt high. Plank, you look like a plank, you look like a piece of wood, what we know in the West as an upper push-up. Chaturanga, you'll hear this word a lot in yoga circles, that's a lower push-up, right? As you lower down into a push-up. And then of course there's up dog, with your body, with your legs flat, your chest starts to curve up like a wave, so your chest is parallel to the wall, but your legs are flat. Now you're gonna see all these, and I'm gonna show you how to make them simple if you're struggling with them, and it's understandable if you are. I'm gonna show you how to make them a little tougher and a little more challenging. Check this out. Here's down dog, and a lot of times people are very tight in the back. They'll hunch their back like this. I don't even know if I'm doing the hunchback bad, but one way we adjust that is we bend the knees. The teacher has them bend their knees to get their spine long. Ultimately, they want a long spine. As a matter of fact, I've noticed some of my students, if they've got that little hunch in the back, by keeping their knees bent a little, by the end of the class, their back frees up. So if you're one of those persons who suffer and you're very tight there, I want you to bend your knees, keep a long back, just like this. If you're pretty good at your down dog, you straighten those legs. I like to lift my toes up high as if someone's got me by the hips, pulling me up and back, trying to find a lot of length with my upper triceps wrapping in towards my cheeks. And then with that length in the legs and in the spine, I work my heels down towards the earth. My thighs lift up off my knees. Sometimes I like to play around with this as well. I like to lift a hand up, place it on my bottom, or place it on my ankle. I can even look under the opposite armpit. I can grab the opposite ankle or the same ankle. I tell you, if I grab the same ankle, I can start to play around with cross-body balancing. It's down dog, the integrity of down dog, but I'm making that stuff a little trickier right now. Another option is to find my camel in down dog. I lift a hand, I lift a foot, and I try to grab that ankle and press my body back. So we have down dog, super foundational. If you struggle here, bend your knees. Now as I come forward, check out my plank. My shoulders come perfectly above my wrist. My tummy tucks in. My thighs lift off my knees. This might be too hard for you to do, especially if you're holding it for 10 breaths. That's okay. Drop your knees. Believe me, you do this for an hour, you're gonna get pretty sore. There's benefit all the way. Just don't puff up your hands like a tent. Press under the pointer finger knuckle. Shoulders always stay above the wrist. That's the geometry. If I want to get stronger, I press the heels back. From here, I can even widen my feet. Practice lifting a hand forward and keeping my right shoulder in line with my left shoulder, or what about taking it to your fingertips, right? I think Bruce Lee could do push-ups and handstands all on his fingertips like that. Why can't you? You can. We just never use these muscles. Stay here and breathe, or stay on your knees, or stay in a regular plank with the fingers fanned. Here comes Chaturanga. If you can't do it, you do it on your knees. Now remember, we're not just going to lower down to our heart. We're going to stop halfway down with our elbows above the wrist. And then, if you need to go to your belly, you can, or you can straighten your arms, go all the way up for up dog. Chaturanga, of course, with the legs straight, it's a little tougher than doing it on your knees. I keep the elbows above the wrist. On my exhale, lower down, elbows above the wrist, release the toes. There's my up dog. Look at my up dog. It's like a handstand, pressing through, rolling open my shoulders. My heart is coming through the gateway of my shoulders. I'm going to turn just so the camera can see it better. My heart is between my shoulders. Now look at my head. It's sinking. I'm going to press through the hands, sprout that head up. My knees are off the floor at that point. And then from up dog, knees off the floor, right? Pull it back right to down dog. If you're not feeling up dog, you feel like, hey, I can't do it. It's not happening. My back is too tight. I would stay right here in my Sphinx with my elbows dropped. That means from here, the hands come forward, my elbows are on the floor, and this is super therapeutic for guys, especially because there's a tend to be a hunch in a man's back that I don't know where we get it, from eating or talking on the phone or at the computer, but it's super common in most of my men clients. This is a way I can get out of it, right here, hanging out here, breathing. Even if you're watching TV, just come right here. And then from here, of course, we all take it back to one of the most foundational poses, which is child's pose, and we take a break right here. Don't underestimate this pose. My knees open, my toes touching, my forehead on the ground, hands are either forward or behind. This is medicine for the body as it lengthens your spine, softens your lower back, and relaxes yourself. Play around with this, play around with all the variations, turn it down if you need, or turn it up. Thanks. Hey, this is Raghunath, and if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the Do You Yoga YouTube channel. Make sure you leave a comment. We love hearing from you.